Hello, everybody, and welcome to another cup of self-empowerment to trust, heal, and be thyself. I'm very, very honored to welcome a very special guest to our Cuppa Hub today, and this is Mrs. Katie McGrath, who is coming in from Taiwan today instead of from the Republic of Ireland. So, for those of you who don't know Katie, Katie has been teaching yoga since 2018 and has found a voice as a yoga teacher through the practice of Yin Yoga. Once she noticed the powerful effect that silence and stillness can have on the body and on the mind, she knew that she wanted to help others to slow down and tune in. Today, Katie is on a mission to spread the power of Yin Yoga and uploads regular Yin Yoga classes to her YouTube channel, Yin Yoga with Katie. Once she realized she could reach more people through YouTube, she started dedicating more and more time to video production. Katie says that she knows how it feels not to have money to spare each week to attend a yoga class, and how it feels to live in an area where there is no yoga studios either. And that's why she's passionate about sharing yoga on YouTube so everyone can have access to classes regardless of their income or location. That is just amazing. Thank you, Katie. Welcome. And thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. And this is really great because I love Yin Yoga myself, and I actually found you on YouTube, and it was through your videos. I was just like, this is really nice, really, as you say, returning to that stillness and being able to quiet own your mind. I needed that. Last year in particular, I really needed that. I was going through a lot in my personal life, and when I found those videos, I was like, oh, this feels good. And it was just, it's really great that we've got the opportunity to connect today. So, how did you actually start your journey on trusting yourself? Because obviously it takes that courage to suddenly say, okay, I'm going to start sharing my voice, sharing my faith, filming those videos
Yeah.
and uploading them onto YouTube. So, where was the moment where you thought, okay, I'm going to start trusting this?
Well, for me, there was definitely some external factors and internal factors that forced me onto YouTube. So, externally, it would have been when the pandemic happened. So, I was already teaching yoga just in person. And I did have this kind of like thought that I would really like to do YouTube, but in your words, I don't think I trusted myself to put myself out on the internet, especially doing
Mhm.
yoga. Like it can feel very vulnerable. But when the pandemic happened and then suddenly everything was going online, I was kind of like, oh, okay, this is my chance. I can kind of like slip in online and no one will really like notice because everyone is doing it.
Okay.
That's when I started my YouTube channel and I just really enjoyed it. I really loved YouTube for the reasons you explained there in that introduction, and I knew it was something that I really wanted to do for those reasons. But if I were to go back a little bit with how I started with yoga and kind of trusting
Mm,
myself to do
please.
yoga, I would say that honestly, I didn't always trust myself. And of course, sometimes I still don't. There's always that kind of imposter syndrome
I
feeling.
think we all suffer with that. And I think, the trusting is, it's a journey. You get the
Mm.
different levels of it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What helped for sure, though, is definitely that I believed in what I was doing. I believed in yoga and I knew that it could help people. I
Mm.
knew that it helped me. So, in times when I don't trust myself, I just trust yoga instead. And that always kind of helps me to get through it.
That's nice. Yeah. Oh, so when did you actually start learning yoga for yourself then, just out of interest?
It would have been the first time I was living in Taiwan, which was around 2014.
Okay.
So, yeah, just doing it very casually and then started reading about it. And that's what really got me interested in it when I started kind of learning the philosophy behind yoga and
Mm.
a little bit more of like the mindset, the meditation
Yeah.
aspects of it. And then yeah, I was hooked. from then on.
That's cool. That's cool. So did you do all your training in Taiwan then as well for yoga?
I didn't actually. I left Taiwan at that point, and then that was my opportunity to do the yoga teacher training because I had saved some money, I had all
Wow.
this time, and I found a course in the Netherlands actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I went there for a month, and that's
Hmm.
kind of when I started my yoga teacher training.
Hmm. And then obviously
Yeah.
after that it unfolded and you started teaching it to others. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel
Hmm.
like the yoga has supported you through certain cycles of your life or certain things which have happened, like and kind of been like that kind of healing element for yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. And as I said, I definitely believe in the power of yoga, and very specifically, I think just the power of like slowing down and tuning in and just being still. I think, as we all know, like I don't need to say how busy life is and how busy and noisy the world is. I
Yeah.
think just taking even a few minutes for yourself just to stop, to turn off, and then I think it's so powerful just to observe your thoughts, and then you start to really notice how like repetitive they are and how just like little that they serve you. And then I think the more you can observe them, the more then you can start to just let them go or tune
Mm.
them down, tune them out a little bit more.
Yeah, it's sometimes easier said than done completely. And sometimes
Mm,
even I know for myself that sometimes I've rolled out my yoga mat and think, okay, I've got an hour. Okay, I can squeeze it in. And that's not really the mindset you should have. I can squeeze it in here. It's really like because then you're
mm,
still going against that clock, aren't you? So what
true.
suggestions would you make to individuals who are watching this today who are really feeling called to yoga? But are not quite sure where to start or, you know, I think yoga has no limitations. It's for everybody,
Mm, mm,
and I know I don't want to say squeeze it into their daily life, but how they can maybe integrate it in small bite-sized pieces that they can start
mm,
to allow more trust for them to invite it more into their life. I mean, because it's obviously a
yeah.
process that you've done yourself, surely.
Hmm. Well, I love what you said about how yoga has no limitations and it is for everyone. I think just knowing that is definitely the first step, because I think yoga can be a little bit imitating.
It
Sorry, that
can.
word just didn't come out for some reason.
No, but
But
I
yeah,
it is agree. It's like, when you said there's all these yoga videos or yoga teachers on YouTube and that can be intimidating, as you said, you want to just
hmm,
kind of slide yourself in there and not get noticed too much, but obviously
yeah,
reaching the right people. And it is, there is a stereotype image of someone who does yoga. We know that,
hmm,
it's slowly
yeah,
starting to change, but it is there. And I think
hmm,
it's really important, to emphasize that it is, and especially as
hmm,
this is your profession, this is what you do, you teach this for you as a yoga teacher to really, yeah, vocalize that thought that it is literally for everybody.
yeah, absolutely. And yeah, there's no like, I know when I was starting yoga, exactly what you said. Like there was a certain look of a yoga teacher, and I was like, maybe that's not me, but that's okay. I'm happy I got past that. But for anyone who is like thinking of starting yoga, just it doesn't matter what size or shape or anything that you are, as long as you can breathe, you can do yoga. And
Let's hope everyone's breathing, yes.
yeah, yeah, as long as you can breathe, you can do yoga. And oh, this is the big thing I always hear is that I'm not flexible enough to do yoga.
Yes, yeah,
And
I
that's
feel that, yeah.
absolutely that's fine. It's okay if you're not flexible. You will get flexible by doing yoga. You don't have to be flexible to start. And even you don't have to be flexible at all. That's not really, it's more like a bonus byproduct of doing yoga. It's not a requirement.
Yeah, because it's basically, and we do have this image sometimes that we have to be super bendy and, like
Mm.
completely lie yourself, like, doing the splits and then having yourself completely like laying flat. like tummy going up like
Yeah.
that, and you're like that. That's not possible for
Hmm.
everybody.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. I've been practicing a few years now and I can't do most of that stuff. It's
Yeah,
just, it's
I
not
can't.
physically possible for most people. So just get that out of your head if you are thinking that
Mm,
way. Yeah. And then the other point, just to go back to your question,
yeah.
would be like, don't feel as though you have to do an hour a day or even an hour a week. Like 5 minutes or 10 minutes a day is kind of more effective than, just 1 hour in the week. So
Mm,
just do little and often if that's what works best for you. Like, that's fine.
yeah.
Start small and work up.
It is, and as you say, it is. I must agree. It does help you clear your mind. It does slowly calm it down. It does do that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of an act of self-love, I feel, as well, because you're taking that time for yourself instead you're really tuning out from that outside noise instead going within.
Mm.
And yeah, I don't know if there's anything you'd like to add on that. What you would, for you, what are the benefits of doing yoga, maybe for those who are like, well,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people do yoga these days, but those who are like thinking, still sitting on the fence, basically thinking, yeah,
Mm.
I don't have that image and I'm not super flexible and yeah, I'm not quite sure if this is for me. What would you say to those people?
I would say definitely try it.
Mm.
And the main benefits for me, it's always been about like the mental, even like more so the spiritual
Yes.
um, benefits. I think, like for me, yin yoga, especially, it just, you're sitting there or you're in a pose and it's silent and, you quiet your mind for just a nanosecond. And you just kind of get the sense that there's more to this. Like, I'm
Yeah.
more than just Katie, I'm more than this body. Like, there has to be something else in there. And
Mm.
I feel like when you do yoga or when I do yoga, you just get a little glimpse of that. And it's very like reassuring, it's very calming just to know that something else is in there.
Yeah.
But I think I went very deep very quickly.
No,
I
I
could
think it's
also,
great. I love that. That's exactly how
yeah.
and especially I really like, I do like yoga, but I am really myself drawn to the yin yoga for that reason, because it gives me that
Mm,
opportunity really to go within and to, have awareness of that oneness around us. And, there is something bigger than us kind of thing.
mm,
And we are a part of
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you teach
Yeah.
kids as well, don't you?
I do
Yeah.
not yoga, just like we do English classes every morning. So that's
That's
kind of
nice.
my pay the bills job, and then my yoga is my passion job.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. We all
Yeah.
need to have that passion, which is building up on the sideline as well and giving
Hmm.
us that joy too. So I don't know if someone's like on that same fence as you at the moment, got one paying the job, paying the bills, but also, building up that side business as well. In your case, like even if it was yoga, what advice would you like to give those people? What has helped you?
Um, hmm. For me, what helps, because it's definitely hard, like when you're doing, I don't want to call it like free work, but when you're doing work that you're not getting paid for, like especially with my YouTube channel, I do put a lot of time into it.
Of
And
course.
that can be hard sometimes, but really, like, because I'm passionate about it and because I really enjoy it, I think it makes it very easy to accept that I'm not getting paid for it. And I think that's what really helps.
Oh,
So
but
definitely
think about
just,
all that you are, in some respect, you're being paid by all those people that you're helping.
yeah,
Think
yeah,
about
that
all the
is how I
people that
feel.
your light is touching, your yoga is touching, is actually really helping a huge amount of people out, more
Oh.
than you can probably imagine. Yeah, I
Mm,
believe that completely. And, if it's helping those individuals, it's also going to have a ripple effect on the people which are around them as well. So
yeah, that's true.
it's kind of like, it's a different kind of payment.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is
And
that
I
that is
suppose, yeah,
definitely
just now.
going on. So, and everyone who's watching today, I can highly recommend to sign up to Katie's channel, Yin Yoga with
Oh,
Katie,
thank
because she
you.
has some awesome stuff on there. And yeah, is there anything else you'd like to share about yoga? What you think would be interesting for those viewing today? You went down onto the spiritual side and the mindset, right? Maybe you'd like
Mm,
to elaborate a little bit more there.
yeah. Well, definitely, like you already said, it calms your mind so much. And I think that's something you only see when you look back. I
Yes.
know for me, like I definitely started as this kind of like anxious person. And then after a year or two, or maybe even longer, you just kind of realize, like, oh, I haven't actually felt that way in a while. Like
Mm,
maybe this is actually working.
hmm.
So yeah, just so good for me anyway, just learning to control those thoughts and like not letting them invade so much. Definitely sleeping too. I know like I used to always be up all night, just mind racing, and then
Okay. Yeah.
after a year or two, you're kind of like, oh, that hasn't happened in a long time now.
Okay.
So yeah, sleeping. Of course, there's like so many physical benefits of yoga. It helps with your mobility and strength and flexibility. That word again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. It's good because, as you say, I think all of us are always looking for something to calm down our nervous systems, basically,
Mm,
because there's
yeah.
so much going on and everything is moving so fast. And sometimes it's just really challenging to find that quiet space within
Mm,
and to honor that
mm-hmm.
time for yourself and so forth. And would you say that you
Yeah.
turned to yoga? I know you said you discovered it when you were just doing it just for fun when you were first in Taiwan. Is it
Mm.
because you were just looking for connection, or was it because you felt like, oh, I feel like I want to try this out? What kind of drew you to yoga?
That is a really good question. I don't know if I've ever like fully thought about it or if I can pinpoint what like originally drew me to it. I feel like I had heard of yoga and I didn't really know what it was, but I knew that it was kind of conducive to a healthy lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was seeking. Like I had reached the point where I was kind of like, okay, my lifestyle is not the best. I was definitely like party girl back in the day and I knew things needed to change. So I guess yeah, it's like this is a healthy thing that healthy people do. I'll try it out.
Okay. So you're kind of
Yeah.
being intuitively guided, I would say. And
Yeah,
curiosity was
maybe.
also there. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
And kind of a gateway of you wanting to yeah, level up yourself a bit as well, take better care of yourself. As you say,
Hmm.
you had your partiness behind you, which is fine, absolutely fine. It's something we all go
Hmm.
through and we should, why not? And sometimes
Yeah.
you get to a point where you change as an individual and
Hmm.
that means you're evolving. So your lifestyle is going to evolve as well. So I'm
Hmm.
really glad that you took that initiative and went to that yoga class because otherwise,
Hmm.
yeah, your channel may not be existing today.
Yeah, I know it's crazy to think.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Is there anything else you'd like to share to motivate people on the path of yoga? I mean, obviously, everyone has their free will, and if it's yoga's not for them, then that's absolutely fine. It's not like compulsory that everyone in the world does yoga.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
is there anything which you could say, I mean, I saw that your last video you were doing it very like with how your kindergarten children inspired you with certain yoga poses. And
Mm.
that's something that maybe, I don't know, parent and would like to merge into with their children to bring their children more
Yeah.
awareness because we know the kids
Mm.
get totally overstimulated at school at the moment and it's very rigid and they're obviously holding a lot within their little bodies themselves and
Mm.
yoga could be an outlet for them to also let go of what they need to let go. They don't need to carry the world on their shoulders either, do they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's definitely there's a saying in yoga like yoga meets you where you are.
Mm,
So it's like if you want to get something spiritual out of yoga, like that's what you'll find. But if you want to get something physical out of yoga, like that's what you'll find. And
yeah,
you can kind of take what resonates with you and you can leave the rest, you
definitely.
know.
That's really good though, that way.
Mm,
Yeah. This makes it really
yeah.
versatile. And as you know, we said it's for everybody in that respect.
Mm-hmm.
It's also on that mindset area and belief area also for everybody. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But yeah, definitely just try it. There's lots of different styles of yoga as well. So, if you're a complete beginner, explore and figure out which style might work for you. It also, like anything, you have to kind of resonate with your teacher. So if you tried one class with one teacher and you didn't love it, maybe try a different class with a different teacher and just don't give up straight away
Yeah, no,
forever.
that's true. It is the teacher does make a huge difference as well. And also
Mm-hmm.
where you're at in your life at that point in time. There might be something going on in your private life which just you're not ready for to take that in at that moment in time. It can
Yeah.
just really impact
Mm-hmm.
you like that. And as it does, as you say, it meets you. It does meet you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any other styles of yoga that you practice, or do you just basically do the yin? Is that your kind of to go to?
Yeah. Lately, it's been all about yin. I think because I've been moving and like in the process of moving countries over the last few months. So when everything else is so like busy and hectic, it's really nice to have that kind of yin, like literally just yin activity, something that's soft and quiet. But now I'm getting to the point I feel settled and I'm like, okay, now I need a bit more yang in my life. I need something a bit more active.
Okay.
So, like in my personal kind of practice, I do feel I'm leaning a bit more towards like vinyasa yoga, which is a bit more about like strengthening and it's more for your like cardiovascular health. So, I would say mostly yin is my like number one, but I also like vinyasa just to help
Yeah.
to balance it out.
No, it is. You need the balance of the yin and the yang anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
so how can people, I mean, we've spoken about your YouTube channel. Where else can people find you, Katie? If they're like, right, Katie's really resonating with me. I would love to try out some of her stuff, or I'd like to, get to know Katie a little bit better. How can people connect with you, Katie?
I am mostly on YouTube, so it's Yin Yoga with Katie. I
Hmm.
have a lot of classes up there. I've been doing YouTube for almost 4 years now, so there's 4 years worth of videos up there.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, yeah. But I think that it just comes back to like I really love doing it, so I've stuck with it. The videos are up there. Other than that, I don't have much of an online presence. I have Instagram.
Hmm.
It's Yin with Katie,
Hmm.
and I don't seem very active there, but I am always there in my DMs, like for questions or anything like that. I am there. And other than that, that's kind of it for like my yoga online. I'm just
That's
focusing
a
on
lot. That's
YouTube
not
for
it.
now.
That's a lot. That is really,
Yeah, yeah.
you've got 4 years of yoga
Mm,
material, for someone who's
yeah.
now discovering you, that's a lot of
Mm,
material to work through. And yeah,
yeah, that's true.
good. Oh, well, thank you so
Mm.
much for your time today. It's been really lovely chatting to you. And it's just
Oh.
nice to actually feel the yin coming through when I'm speaking to you. It's very calming. So it's lovely. And I'm sure everyone who's watching
Oh,
this today is equally going to feel that too. And yeah, I can totally recommend Katie's videos. They're just great. And they really break you down in that moment. You really do find
mm.
a compliment to you. You really do find that for me anyway, to calm me down. And I appreciate that greatly. So thank you.
Oh, well, I appreciate you joining me on YouTube. Thank you for
Yeah,
that.
I'm sure I'm one of many. I'm sure I'm one of many. So if anyone's got any and would love to reach out to Katie, connect with her on YouTube or via Instagram, either Yin with Katie or on YouTube at Yoga Yin with Katie. And yeah, wherever you are today in the world, whether it's the evening, morning, afternoon, enjoy the rest of that day. And we'll catch you very soon again for another cup of self-empowerment. And thank you, Katie. Thank you so much for your time today
Oh,
and for tuning in from Taiwan from us today. That's just wonderful.
Good.
So,
It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
oh, my pleasure's all mine. Thank you. And everyone else, see you
Yeah.
very, very soon. Bye bye.